The mountains are full of music. And so are the people who live here.
She'll be riding 6 white horses, she'll be riding 6 white horses, she'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes.
Come on, Miss Christy, come sing with us.
All right. Oh, we'll all go out to meet her when she comes. Oh, we'll all go out to meet her, yes, we'll all go out to meet her, yes, we'll all go out to meet her when she comes.
They can do better than that.
Christy! Christy! My old friend from Boston's coming to the cove, Cecil.
Wonderful, when?
I'm late. We'll talk tomorrow.
Where's the preacher off to in such a hurry? And carrying a gun.
You ever seen a face to beat that?
Once in El Pano. Never forget her. Sarah Bell.
Doesn't have the face or the form of my Megan McGee.
She's a beauty all the same. You want to borrow her for the day, Reverend? Then again, maybe you'd like to sniff one out for yourself.
What's her name?
Buhner.
That's a funny name.
That was my mother's name.
Pat, you left Singer Lee behind.
I thought that dog was dead.
Singer Lee ain't dead. Pap says he still runs faster than any yellow dogs. Ain't that right, Pap?
That damn soul can't even stand up no more.
Well, I put Singer Lee up against any of your black and tans, including Megan McGee.
He hooked you like a largemouth bass.
You ain't got to worry, Pap. Singer Lee's still the king of the cove.
He better be.
God didn't bless me with the beautiful voice I longed for. Instead, he humbled me with a visit from a true songbird and taught me that music is in the ears of the behear.
Leaning, safe and secure from all alarms.
It's an angel, sure.
It's
better. She's living and breathing.
Leaning on the everlasting arms.
Teacher.
Must be him.
Vime.
You're Cecil?
Only to David. It's Cecil. Cecil Jorgensen.
David's childhood friend.
Oh, his oldest and very best. And you must be Miss Alice.
No, I'm Christy Huddleston, David's teacher.
You must teach him to write to old friends about new ones.
She was as pretty as any princess. For a moment, I had the wild thought I should kiss her hand and curtsy. The Great Smokies. When I left my city home to be a school teacher at a backwoods mission, I dreamed of adventure. I wasn't ready for the real challenges of life in these mountains. I'd have given up, if not for the children. I came to Cutter Gap to teach, but they show me every day that I'm here to learn.
Big Buck is waiting on you, Singer Lee. Find him. Come on.
doe dog if I ever seen one. Can't find no buck.
Sounds to me like your dogs have struck Sing-a-League's trail, Bog.
Listen to that mess. That dog of yours has struck a rabbit.
Ain't true. Tell him, Pap.
Listen here. I'd kill a deerhound, chase rabbits.
That Singerly has outlived his legs, John. You need to get rid of it before he ruins that young dog.
How could Singerly do that?
Well, the young dog will learn bad habits like tracking rabbits, possums, anything that moves.
Is that so terrible?
He's a deer dog, so meant to track deer and nothing else. Anything else is a death sentence.
Gotta bury this dang thing before they find it. What's wrong with you? Can't you tell a buck from a rabbit no more?
Sam. Get that dog off this hunt.
David was rushing out this morning when your telegram arrived. He was so excited his old friend Cecil was coming. Oh, careful of the mud.
Oh, thank you. I ruined 4 pairs of slippers dancing at my cousin's wedding. Atlanta was heavenly. David should have been there. Martha's father imported hundreds of spiders from the islands to spin the most incredible webs in all their oak trees. At the reception, when they lit the torches, they shone like gossamer from angels' wings. No one had ever seen anything like it. Of course, David will be relieved.
Relieved?
Martha's longed for David for years.
Did he return her feelings?
Of course not. How could he? David was spoken for the day he was born.
Spoken for? By whom?
By me. Ruby May, don't touch that! Get so careful of the...
David had been spoken for. I wondered what she meant by that, and what she'd say if she knew David had proposed to me.
Suppose you brought down deer with bigger racks. Am I right?
Well, I've never had a taste for killing them, only for eating them.
Tell him why, Doc.
Well, when I was a boy, no younger than Sam Houston here, I took off to the other side of the mountain.
God's fist.
Why is it called that?
Because it's got 4 ridges like the knuckles in your hand.
And because it's higher than any other mountain. Some say it touches heaven.
Anyway, I set off there with a mind to bring down the great white buck. I wanted him more than anything, to prove to everyone that I was a man.
Not just a man, Neil. The best man.
I wish you'd seen that white buck and eased your mind once and for all.
But I did. I climbed a huge oak. I built a tree stand from some branches and I waited. Later on that afternoon, a great fog rolled in. The white was more blinding than any dark I'd ever seen. I couldn't tell up from down until my head connected with the ground from a distance of about 20 feet.
What'd you do then?
Well, when I woke up, I thought I was blind. It must have gotten dark when I was out cold. The fog had drifted away, and there were a million stars in the sky. But I couldn't recognize any of them. I was lost, alone, afraid. And I heard it.
What?
A huge buck. Must have been 20 points and white as snow.
What'd you do then?
I raised my gun and got him in my sights.
And he ran.
No. He just stared at me. Never moved a hair. I lowered my gun. He leapt away into the forest, tail flagging. I followed him all the way down the mountain. I mustn't have been but half a mile from home. When I looked back, he'd vanished into the forest.
Sounds like God intervened in your life, Doc.
Not unless he's a great white buck.
John Spencer's eyes just about popped right out of his head. Cecil is so beautiful, and so poised, and her voice, well, I just can't wait for you to meet her. David will be so surprised.
I'd be surprised if she's awake by then.
She's tired to the bone, Miss Alice.
Dance until dawn with spiders in your hair could have that effect. Oh, our retreat is not coming a moment too soon. I'm as tight as a spring. Not nearly as useful.
Miss Cecil says if I rub lemons on my face, I could lighten these freckles. Ain't that wonderful?
I like your freckles, Ruby May.
Where in the world will they get lemons?
El Pano General Store gets a shipment in every first Monday of the month.
Isn't that the day after tomorrow?
Yes'm. The day after you leave on your retreat. By the by, are you taking the El Pano Road?
I ride alone.
But if I got there the night before, I could stand in line.
And it's oranges they'll get in more than likely, not lemons. God gave thee thy freckles, Ruby May, and he gave me the need for a yearly retreat. Alone.
My daddy always said the devil had a hand in this red hair. He might have just thrown on those freckles for final meanness.
You can't just erase them, Ruby May.
Well, that's not what Miss Cecil says. And she knows more about beauty than either of you.
In my case, you got a point.
Yeehaw! There she is! Come on, boy! Yeah!
Miss Huddleston, are you aware that you're signaling the preacher with Miss Jorgensen's undergarment?
Go!
David! Oh, David!
Look at you. You're here. I can't believe you're really here.
I'm not sure I shall ever leave.
Miss Alice was the most spiritual person I'd ever met. But she struggled with her God. She said her own heart talked so loud sometimes that she had to get perfectly silent to hear him speak.
Miss Alice,
I know you've begun your retreat and you've taken a vow of silence. But would you remember us in your prayers?
Miss Alice! Hello, Miss Alice. I just can't rightly believe you are here. Well, maybe I didn't know that you'd be taking this road when I signed up for the prayer, but you're an answer just the same. Oh, please, Miss Alice. I know it's your quiet time and all, but you don't have to talk to me or nothing. Just drop me by the El Pano Road or I'll never make it by dark. You don't know what it's like to look like you're wearing bagger spit on your face. I've learned to be clean. No matter how much I wash, I still look dirty. Don't tease me. Oh, I just gotta get those lemons, Miss Alice. You're my onlyest hope. Please? Oh, thank you, Miss Alice. I'll make it up to you. I won't be no trouble. And don't you worry none about passing the time between here and El Pano and you being quiet and all. I don't mind. I'll do the talking for both of us. You know, Miss Cecil says that gray hair is nature's way of softening brunettes around the face. Lordy, Miss Alice, you got a patch of gray that's springing out of the back of your head, and that can't be right. Here, I'll take care of you. I used to put chickens for my mama. She'd all have you looking 20 years younger by the time we reach El Pano.
Boys and girls, you've met Miss Cecil Jorgensen, but I don't think you've heard her sing.
Actually, David, we have.
Well, I'm sure they've heard quite enough.
Now, Cecil, don't be modest. Miss Jorgensen is going to audition for the Boston Conservatory of Music.
Wow.
Please sing, Cecil.
We've been hankering for a song. Could teacher sing with her?
Would you, Christy?
No.
No, I don't think that would be a good idea. You see, Miss Jorgensen has been training her voice for many years now.
Training? We trained a dog once not to run away. It's tied to the outhouse for a week.
Hush up, Creed. He's talking training like in the military.
You mean our voices like a gun or a bow and arrow?
It certainly can be. It aims straight for the heart.
Well, who would like to hear Miss Cecil fire off a few rounds?
David?
What was that?
Santa Lee can't help it. Screeching's always heard his ears something powerful.
David, do something.
No, you can't throw him out.
School is no place for a hound.
But I gotta keep him here. Teacher, if Santa Lee heads for home, my pap's gonna put him down.
David, I'll take care of Singer Lee. You take care of Miss Cecil. Come on, Singer Lee. Why does your father want to put Singer Lee down, Sam Houston?
He says Singer Lee can't run no more, or see good or smell. He says Singer Lee's stowed up most of the time under the house.
Is that true?
He's still the best hunting dog in Cutter Gap, teacher. And I can prove it. Just give me a chance.
Cecil.
No matter where I go, the critic always manages to rear its ugly head. And I mean, ugly.
Cecil, you are one of a kind.
There's a fox in the hen house. Teacher, you taught us that no man knows when his time will come. Only God knows. Well, Pap ain't God. And time don't make no never mind to Singer Lee. Just look at him, teacher. He's full of life.
All right. He can stay, but just for a little while. Until we figure out what God only knows. Sam Houston.
Gonna be all right, boy.
Have you ever seen country more beautiful?
No, David, I haven't.
It humbles me. It makes me feel powerful, all at the same time.
You've gone and fallen in love with Cutter Gap, haven't you?
I suppose I have.
But you always promised that you loved Boston the best.
No, Cecil, I promised I'd love you the best.
And did you mean it, David?
With my entire 12-year-old heart. And after I declared myself, you threw a bushel of apples at me. Hard.
That was only after you stole a kiss.
Did I?
You don't remember our first kiss?
Of course I do. I just don't remember it as thievery.
But did you remember your promise?
I have your bath ready, Cecil.
Oh, Christy, I left a note for Ruby May. I never intended for you to make my bath.
Well, Ruby May isn't back yet. I'm afraid she had to walk all the way home from El Pano.
Well, why is Ruby May in El Pano?
To stand in line for lemons.
Lemons? Oh, I told Ruby May that they might help lighten her freckles. Poor thing, she didn't have to go all that way. I always have lemons in my bag for my throat.
Speaking of which, your bath is getting cold, the sun is going down, and you know how the night air affects your voice.
You always take such good care of me. Are you coming, Christy?
No, I think I'll stay out here and wait for Ruby May.
She won't understand the bath, Christy.
Of course I'll come, Cecil.
Goodness, no. You two must think I'm city helpless. I'm fine. Christy, it's perfect. Is it safe out here?
Absolutely. Shall I stay?
Well, not if you think it's all right.
Trust me, nothing will disturb you out here.
Thank you, Christy.
Drink to me only with thine eyes, and I'll not ask for why. Or leave a kiss within a cup. I'll not ask for why.
Isn't she wonderful?
She is wonderful. She's perfect. Is she staying?
Why would she stay? Her future's back in Boston.
Her singing career may be back in Boston, but her heart appears to be buried deep in Cuttergap.
What are you talking about? I've known Cecil since she was wearing pantaloons.
Then you should have known her long enough to see that she has special feelings for you, David.
Of course she has special feelings for me. We're the best of friends. Christy Huddleston. Are you jealous?
What are you looking at?
The green-eyed monster? Has Cecil's presence stirred some regret in you for refusing to marry me?
I did not refuse, David.
Didn't you?
The monster! There! Right there! I heard this hateful hissing sound from it attack me.
He's only Scalawag. You must have scared him. Woo!
I scared him? What kind of place is this where teachers are on a first-name basis with wild animals?
Scalawag is a pet. He would not hurt you.
This may be a joke to you, but it's deadly serious to me.
Why is Scalawag in here?
I have no idea. You don't think that... I don't believe you. Just go away, David. I wouldn't marry you if you were the last man on earth. Creed Allen? Creed Allen, I know you're out there.
No, ma'am. I ain't here.
Creed, how could you? Why?
That lady's sneaky like a fox. Foxes don't like coons. Not one bit. They see a coon. They hightail it right back to where they come from. Come on, Singer Lee. I told Pap I'm spending the night at Creed Allen's. The white book is out there. You're gonna find him. We got work to do.
Where is she?
Is it Ruby May? Is she all right?
Ruby May? I thought it was your lady friend from Boston who was ailing. What's wrong with Ruby May?
Nothing. She went to El Pano like she's done 100 times before. Cecil, you should be worried about.
What's happened to her now?
She's frightened over what happened.
Scalawag was more scared than her.
Scallywag, the raccoon?
He jumped her, yes.
Raccoon bites can be very serious.
He did not attack her. He just scared her.
He frightened her so badly she strained her voice, screaming.
You mean you dragged me all the way over here for a sore throat?
She's a singer! You'll understand the problem once you examine her.
Oh, no. She will understand my problem. Stand back!
You need more control over your students.
Me? You need more control over your special friend from Boston. Ruby May ran off because she thinks she needs to look like Cecil. Creed planted Scalawag because he feels Cecil is taking over all of your attention. And poor Sam Houston, who knows where he ran off to after his dog dared to embarrass Cecil. Ever since you arrived, we have been jumping through hoops like trained seals at a circus. I'm glad you sent for Dr. McNeil. He won't be blinded by your songbird from Boston. Dr. McNeil will set Cecil straight on her voice and its place here in the Cove. And then Cecil will have something to really cry about.
Oh, David. Dr. McNeil is wonderful. If he were in Boston, he wouldn't get a moment's rest.
Complete vocal rest. We don't want anything to happen to that audition for the Boston Conservatory, do we? All right. See that she gargles with this 4 times a day? And make sure you write me and let me know how the audition goes.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you for coming, Doctor.
No problem whatsoever. A lovely girl.
Thank you for leaving me off in El Canon. Now, don't you worry about it. I'll hitch me right back to coming back. I declare, Miss Alice, you really are handsome. Why aren't you married? Now, I know you can't answer, but how about you shaking your head one way or the other? Do you wish you was married?
Miss Alice, I know you've begun your retreat and taken a vow of silence. But would you remember us in your prayers?
Well, I tried, Lord.
It is fortunate for me that thou art a poor shot.
I'm powerful, sorry to scare you, Miss Alice.
And your folks don't know where you are.
No, ma'am. But they'll know why soon enough. Why are you up here at God's Fist all alone?
I'm not alone. It was you. And God is all around me.
Just looks like the same old Piney Woods to me.
Sometimes it does to me, too. And that's when I know I have to get real quiet so I can hear.
I pray, but all I hear is my own voice a-talking.
That is because they need to listen with their heart.
Has my heart pumper got ears, Miss Alice?
Yes, sir. Ears that only God speaks into.
Have you heard him?
It's not like you hear a great deep voice in your head saying, Sam Houston, don't you cuss. Mind your mama. No, rather it's like a knowing that steals all through your body. It feels so good. They know their thoughts are not thine own, but the mind of God.
There's something I need to know real bad. Should I speak out loud?
God hears thy thoughts as loud as thy voice.
My heart's beating so loud, I better speak out plain, just in case.
That's fine.
God, you made Adam and Eve, and me, and all the critters. You made Singer Lee, too, and you gotta take care of him. Tonight is the most important hunt of his life. Please, God, let him find the white buck. Amen.
Amen.
You were right, Miss Alice. It's a knowing.
What do they know, Sam Houston?
That God is gonna lead Singer Lee to the white buck, and then he will live forever.
Sam Houston, Sometimes we hear what we want to hear.
No, ma'am. I felt it. And no one can argue with God, not even you, Miss Alice.
Well, maybe the Almighty did whisper in your ear. But it wasn't loud enough to wake up Singer Lee.
Just needs a little rest, just for the littlest while. It's gonna be all right, boy. Fog. Just like Dr. Reno said. The great white fog. He's got it. He's got the scent of the white buck.
Sam Houston, no white buck lives in these mountains.
I need my bow.
Listen to me, Sam Houston. I've been in these mountains for years, and I've never seen a white buck. No one has. They only want to.
No, Dr. McNeil has seen him.
Dr. McNeil is telling a story. That's what folks do up here. They tell stories about the way they want things to be, not the way they really are.
It's not just the story. Singer Lee's gonna find him. God said.
Aren't you having breakfast, Christy?
No, David, I'm going for Ruby May.
You really are worried, aren't you?
Aren't you?
I would be if there was a reason. I'm more worried about
Cecil.
us. Christy, do you understand my relationship with Cecil?
I think I do, David.
Then you know I have to take care of her. She's always depended on me, and she's here all alone.
I understand. Ruby May depends on you, too. Go look for her.
Christy!
Sam Houston, I fear we've lost him.
I don't understand it. You heard him. He's never sounded like that before. He set eyes on the white buck for sure.
That was hours ago. We must head home now.
And not catch sight of the white buck? What would God think of answering prayers then?
Sam Houston, you stay here.
No, ma'am, I gotta see. Singer Lee! Get up, boy, get up! You gotta find the white buck.
It's too late, boy.
Oh, no, God said.
Singer Lee is dead, boy.
You said that God answered prayers, and that if I listened, I could hear. I'd listen with my whole heart. You lied. You lied to me.
Don't you lose faith. Sam Houston, did God tell you that Singer Lee would live forever? Then he will. In thy memory. Anytime they want to conjure up Singer Lee, all they have to do is think of him.
It ain't the same.
No, it certainly is not. But he will never be old or sick or tired anymore.
But what about the white buck? How could Singer Lee die without finding him?
Maybe he did.
He did. He sure enough did.
Cecil, it's chore time at the cove.
What are these for?
Milking. How about frying up some fresh chicken tonight?
No. Ugh. Chickens come from the butchers. I can't think of them with feathers and feet.
I'll do that here. Shh, come back here.
The milking, yes. Do you do this every day?
Along with feeding the animals and planning the food for them, more for us. Then there's the constant battle to keep the mission clean, not to mention ourselves. First, we have to make the soap.
Stop! How do you live in a place where life is so hard, Christy?
You get used to it.
From glen to glen and down the mountainside, the summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you, must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the leaves hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so.
Zach is right. You have the voice of an angel.
It's a gift. And I can't hide it away here in Cutter Gap. I know I must really sound terrible.
No, you don't. Cecil, the cove life is not for everyone. That doesn't make you bad. Pretending it's the life for you is a different story.
Like you're pretending that you're not trying to teach me a lesson, to scare me off. Pretending that you don't care that David gives me so much attention.
I know why he gives you so much attention. You are beautiful and clean and civilized. You remind him of home.
I have to go to Boston, to the conservatory. It's been my heart's desire.
I thought your heart's desire was David.
I did too. I had to come all the way to Cutter Gap to find out that it's not. I don't think David's going to miss me much, do you?
I don't know.
Well, we'll just have to find out, won't we? Sing, teacher. I have a hankering for a song. After the ball is over, after the break of morn, good. After the dancers leaving, after the stars are gone, you're good. Many a heart is aching. If you could read them all, many a man's bad. Oh, dear.
She was at the end of the road. Walked all the way from El Pano.
Ruby Mae, are you all right? We were so worried about you.
Oh, I'm just fine, but my feet are calling me a liar. Look, Miss Cecil, they didn't have any lemons, but I fetched 3 oranges. Will they do?
Didn't I tell you? Oranges are the very best of all.
The men of the cove gathered together to pay their respect. It was proper and accepted to lavish their love and lore on Singer Lee. It filled the void of never being able to show those feelings for one another. A dog was more than their friend. He was their bridge to each other.
He was a good dog.
The king of the cove. He's in good company now.
Only the dogs worthy of tracking the great white buck are buried here on God's Fist.
I seen him. I'll never forget him or Singer Lee.
Will you say a few words since you've seen him last?
I will admit I was a bit disgruntled when Sam Houston and Singer Lee interrupted my retreat. But the Lord's plan is bigger than any of my plans. I came up here to get away from worldly things so that I might get a glimpse of God.
How do you know that you didn't?
I don't.
Is Singer Lee in heaven, Miss Alice?
Tell him what he wants to hear.
I will tell him the truth. The Bible tells us that the spirit of man goes upward toward God, and the spirit of animals go downward, back to the earth. But the Lord told us that the eye has not seen, nor the ear heard, nor the heart of man ever dreamed of the things that God has laid up in heaven for those that love him.
Sounds like Singer Lee's in heaven to me.
Thank you, ma'am.
Are you fading, Miss Christy?
It appears so, Ruby May. But I never really noticed your freckles.
How could you not?
All I could see were your beautiful eyes.
Bring her home with you. Boston would love Miss Christy Huddleston.
It's enough that you do.
But don't you forget, I was your first love.
And you always will be.
Secured from all alarms. Lean on Jesus, lean on Jesus, leaning on the everlasting arms. Leaning, lean on Jesus, leaning on the everlasting arms.
Does Miss Christy have the most beautiful voice of all?
Singer Lee sure thought so. So does Scallywag.
Lean on the everlasting arms. Amen.
Amen. Sam Houston? Come here.
He's a spitting image of Singer Lee. Ain't he a rounder? Where'd you get him?
Doctor, would they be kind enough to explain?
Well, it seems like old Singer Lee had more life in him than we gave him credit for.
You mean these are Singer Lee's pups with Megan McGee?
Appears so.
I doubted God told these Singer Lee would live forever, but they spoke the truth.
These pups are gonna be the best hunting dogs in the cove.
As I watched Miss Alice grappling with the ways of God, I envied her. She had sought silence and had a vision of a white buck. I had sought to dislike a girl from David's past and discovered a friend. I'd envied Cecil's voice and had been ashamed of my own. Sometimes I wondered why God bothered with me at all, and thanked him every day that he did.
Looks as if our music is gone.
Laugh, Miss Huddleston. Laugh. Laughter's God's music.